I'm like,
That's like
I
Meek
said,
Mill. That's like Meek Mill right now. He got to go to court Monday.
yeah,
The
yeah, and I'm like, dude, and I said to myself, I'm like, this whole thing with you and Meek Mill, and I laughed at it because I'm like, why in the world Meek Mill is wasting all his energy getting in trouble? Why is he studying doing this? It's like Meek Mill when he was with Nicki at the time. It's like everybody was shocked. Like Nicki with Meek Mill, how did that happen?
it was
And
a
then you
whole
start
bunch
hearing,
of things that happened on the scene. I talked to Safari, and you know,
you know,
yeah, and he was like, "Dude,
the
you was."
incident,
Yeah, yeah,
I
the
think
whole
that
incident, it was a lot more to it than that, but he did a lot of unmanly stuff that men don't do. But it's like, dog, you don't do that. It was like, yeah, he did that, and it was just a whole bunch of dirty stuff. So she's like, good, he looking out for me, and I'm a link up with him because at the time he was hot. Meek was hot right then and there. He had a lot of people. Drake was supporting him. He had a lot of people on him, doing his thing. But people like that, like me, they can't stay out of their own way. When he got a little, he
yeah,
was like, he's like the game. The game got all that success off his first album and went crazy. He sold 4 or 5 million records. He just his mind state went crazy. Like, yeah, I'm doing this. He F Jay Z, F this, it's my time. It's the game time. His
and then
mindset, everybody
everybody was
like, dog,
like,
you ain't really solidified yet, dude. Calm down. They can't handle that success. Meek Mill couldn't handle it. He went at it with Cassidy for no reason. Cause he was like, he didn't like the way Cassidy said, well, that's what's up. When he signed with Rick Ross, he just got different. And he was like, man, he just got real different and starting to beef with me and for no reason. It's like, dog, man, you like, dog, you used to be under me. You and your crew. Like, are you serious? Like, I had money, you didn't have nothing. I used to come over there and kick it with y'all, and Cass is like, nobody would know you if I wasn't there freestyling with y'all in the crib. And he's like, that's what really got you on. And he was with T.I., he was hanging with Tip at the time, he thought he was from Atlanta and trying to roll with Tip and talking about Bankhead. He was all with them. He was when they was doing this. What was happening? Meek Mill was in it. He was right there when all that was going on because he was thinking he was
yeah,
finna roll with them and being TIP and all that stuff. Then Tip ended up going to jail and all that stuff went down. So he didn't do that move, and Ross ended up signing him. So, but when he
see,
got on, I mean, people tried to help him out. Like Drake did a song for him. Drake didn't have to do a song with him. I'm like, dude, Drake didn't have to do a song with you at all. Why would you go in there and get mad because dude didn't tweet your album? I'm like, everybody thinking like, man, y'all, the media turned on. No, the media didn't do nothing. He did it. He don't want beef with Wale over the same stupid thing. Man, we supposed to be boys and you ain't tweet my album. Like Wale, like I don't even build my social media like that, dog. You could have called me if there was something like that. You got my number. You getting all upset, like, man, I retweeted your album. Like, dog, I don't be on social media like that. Wale was like, dude, I like live life. I don't really live on no social media. Like, dude, that's something that could have been fixed with a conversation. But if you think about it, this dude then fell out with everybody he's been with. Him and Rick Ross ain't cool
yeah,
like that. And seeing people didn't even know that. I'm like, Rick Ross ain't even cool with Meek Mill like that.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you something that I see. I think this is like when the Drake thing, him and Drake. This is when it was over. I think Ross had did a show for VH1. He was auditioning some guys, some talent. One dude got up there, he started rapping. And in the middle of the rap, he started saying something like he was talking about Drake. He was talking about how I guess he was comparing Drake and Meek. Like Drake was the winner and Meek was the loser. he was saying stuff like, I'm Drizzy Drake. Y'all bust a beat. And Rick Ross heard that line. He was like, stop. I can't have you on my label talking like this. I'm like, you get sensitive because he just dissed one of your artists that lost in a battle? If you can't take that, I'm like, dude, lost. Get over it.
But see, you gotta understand, rappers are very sensitive. One little thing like this can ruin. You see, it ruined his career. His beef with Drake ruined his entire music career. Nicki Minaj tried to salvage him because she was with him at the time. She would have never dated him if Drake would have done this before they got together. That would have never happened. She would have never got with him. She got with him because he was hot. He had a name. He helped him. He basically helped sabotage Safari so that he can get in there. So now that he did that, she's like, okay, well, he down for me. I'ma roll with him, and he hot. He got a hot album. She was looking at it as a career thing. We could make this hot, but he kept doing so much stupid stuff by going in a beef with Drake and didn't even consult with her when doing it. And I'm like, dog, your girl, you going to war with a rapper that she basically is in the family with, that's in her family with the Young Money, and you going to war against him, and she didn't even take your side. She was like, I'm neutral, like I'm out of it. She didn't even support you. She didn't even back you. So if your own girl ain't even with you and you battling against a dude that's in her crew, and your own girl won't even stand with you, when Drake dropped the line, even when she tell him that they better as friends, he knew it was coming. And she didn't even say nothing. When he dropped that line and she didn't say nothing about it, I knew right then and there. I was like, oh yeah, she ain't really with Meek like that. Because anybody who your girl, she's supposed to be on the next diss track with you.
And then I said, man, I knew it was coming. I knew the ending was coming because when he did Summer 16, when Drake did Summer 16, I guess he was trying to send the message like, okay, I'm warning you, don't make me come out. Because if I come out, I'm telling the whole story. Not just go tell little snippets to the part. I'm gonna go expose you, and I'm gonna put an end to you. So Summer 16 was the warning shot. Then when Meek came back with his little diss, I heard it, but I was like, yeah, it went all that good. Yeah, when I heard it back to back, I was like, oh Lord.
Well, see, Meek's problem is he don't have rhymes like that. He don't have a rhyme like 30, 40. And you be like, dog, what have you been doing? You should have like 30, 40 songs done. You should have like 50 songs done. 100 songs done. He barely working on the same mixtape, saying the same freestyle over and over again. That's a person who don't write. A person who don't write, they don't have bars like that. They can't go.
Then I said, okay, everybody made the same excuse when it comes to Drake. Oh, Drake got a ghostwriter. I'm like,
Drake is a R&B / rapper. They collaborate on songs. He writes something, somebody else might help him out. Drake pay his people. They get writing credits. So it's not a ghost if they're there getting credits. Nobody discovered.
Yep, I said, man, Drake is basically that guy. Because after Back to Black, he was basically almost on every song the whole summer. I'm like, is Drake featuring this guy? Then I said, okay, what's next? Then he does a little collaboration album with Future. That was on fire. And I was like, oh Lord, this man just basically took over.
No, what he did was help create Drake street cred. Like that gave Drake some street cred. All the way through, he was known as the real soft dude who like everybody would beat him on because he ain't never won a battle. Like any battle Drake was in at that time, other people was beating him. Like with Common, he just backed down. He just backed down. He got into it with Common. Common was giving it to him. He just backed down. He wouldn't
And
even
then
get
I said,
involved.
okay,
And then the thing was,
yeah,
it's just like, man, after he kept backing down, this is the one he just went right at me. Like, no, this ain't finna stand. And he had that charged up. And I told people, I'm like, he touching him light, letting him know he could do it if he wanted to. But Meek ain't built like that. Meek was supposed to come back with a diss record. He ain't had a record, did nothing. Then when he came out with it, it was so whack. And it was like, oh yeah, everybody finna
and
know
then
now. Everybody finna
and
know that
then
Meek is whack.
and then one of the battles that they don't talk about, and I think he almost got hurt behind this battle when he got into it with the boy down in Houston. I think with the cat name, his name is Sauce Walker, something like that. Cause he was saying stuff like, "Oh, Drake, he was doing this little dance, and all of a sudden he see Drake on TV doing the same exact dance. He like, Drake is stealing my stuff, man. What are you doing?"
Well, see, the thing is Drake was down and Drake hang out in Houston a lot. So that's why they were
Yeah,
doing the dance down in Houston and he picked it up. I mean, that's what people normally do. They pick up moves and dance and stuff like that. It ain't no signature belonging to nobody. It's just that they do it in certain places. In Houston, where they were at, they were doing that dance. So it wasn't Drake didn't watch no Sauce Walker and get it from him. I mean, it was the same
yeah.
thing in it was the same
Sauce
thing in
Walker was
Toronto.
like,
Some other guy said Drake stole his little swag move he do, and he probably did saw the move and like it or whatever. But it don't that stuff don't mean nothing. I'm like, is that what you know? Is that your trademark? You known for that, or you known for the music? What is you doing, Drake? I'm like Drake make hit songs. Nobody notice Drake ain't known for a dance. That's the Drake dance.
yeah,
The Drake known for the music and the songs. So that's why I'm like, these artists don't they get it all twisted. But I told you they stay psychosis. They believe like if somebody dead, dog, I'm gonna look stupid on Twitter and I'm gonna lose some subscribers. You made me look weak. I'm like, what? They so petty about every little bitty thing. It's like, oh man, I'm gonna lose. People gonna think I'm a sucker. I gotta respond. One rapper, I can't even say it because I ain't supposed to talk about it. One rapper told another rapper, I know we cool, and I know what you meant. Dude, explained the incident to him. He told him over the phone, all right, dog, I know it's cool and we cool and everything, but and you apologized on the internet, but I gotta make a diss song because I gotta come back with something. Cause if I don't, then they gonna really dog me on the internet but not coming back, and I'm gonna look soft because they said I look soft in another battle. But we cool, just don't respond to it. But I'm gonna leak a little something, just let it play out. That actually happened with two rappers. I can't even because I told I wouldn't do nothing on it. So I wouldn't. But that conversation happened, and I couldn't believe it. And he was like, I couldn't believe it either. And I just like, man, he was like, it's already like he had the song done, and he went and released it. And he's like, I didn't respond. But he was like, "That's what happens, man." And he was like, "But don't put that out because I don't want, no drama to come back from that, you know." But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that's out here in the game. I was like, "Wow, people are that self conscious." You would be very surprised how self conscious these rappers are, man. They are very super sensitive because they feel everything
and then
affects
I
their money.
said, and then everybody was talking about, oh, what do you think about the whole little situation with that went down with the Migos and all this mess was happening in Chicago and all that? I'm like, dude, all that was just trying to get some fame off of them. I'm like, you go and snatch another dude's chain, try to make him look like he weak. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you a rapper? Are you getting money? These dudes get money. Leave these dudes alone.
Oh man,
I could never understand.
that's why I don't. I
Understand
used to wear jewelry. Like I used to have this big old gold chain, and I used to be like 40-inch gold link with the big Wu-Tang medallions. I don't even want to wear jewelry no more, man. I'm like, it ain't even worth it no more. I'm past that stage. I used to have a dollar ring. I used to be super flashy. I didn't gave all that. I'm like, dude, when you get older and realize how like unnecessarily silly all that stuff is, man, this stuff is like ridiculous. But artists feel like they need it. The younger guys, because they never had nothing like that before. Once you have something, it become like that's nothing now. I gotta move up. Soon you find a
And then
new.
I said, man, one thing I always say this, and I know it's a lot of big Tupac and Biggie fans, which I'm a fan myself, but I like, especially Tupac fans. I said, man, half these dudes, they don't know. Half of them came around when he made All Eyes on Me. Half of them don't even know. Like,
Well, see, that's the thing. They don't. I know that's because they don't remember Tupac, and that's the thing about most of it is that they came around during that time because of the age bracket. They were born. Most of them were born in like 95, 96. So most of these guys are born in 2000, and this is that generation. So they know only Death Row, Dr. Dre, Tupac. They don't go back to Me Against the World. Some of them do, but they think like that was his first album. They don't know nothing about all the features he did, like with MC Breed and all the people like rapping Forte, all those dudes, and E40, Spice. I'm like, they don't know all that stuff. They don't know all that stuff. Short, the whole bass.
And then everybody was like, well, how come you like the other album, then All Eyes on Me? Because when he came out, I think it was the album he made I think it was Donna Illuminati. I heard that album, I said, man, all these, majority, and I ain't gonna say all these songs, majority of these songs was, a lot of them was distance.
Yeah, he was.
And the one song that got me is the one he did when he dissed, I think you talked about this situation, the Haitian Jack situation.
Oh, dear, guess all I saw.
Yeah, he was like, remember when you told me to get my money right? To get, I think he said, remember when you told me I wasn't ready for war?
Yeah.
To get my money right? Now I got my money right. I'm ready for war.
Yeah, he was talking to them.
I mean, thought he was talking about, everybody thought, oh, he was talking about Biggie on them.
No. Nobody I knew thought of that at all. Maybe the younger people did who didn't understand what was going on. But anybody who was aware of the situation, like everybody in the streets knew he was finally addressing the people who shot him. Everybody like this is finally he's addressing them. He was doing it a little bit on the songs, but it was all coerced. But on this album, he was letting it be known that like, I ain't going after Biggie. I already know who did it. He didn't mention really Biggie too much on the song at all.
Yeah.
So
my whole thing with the Biggie situation, I said he probably was going to him because he was guilty by association. He knew these dudes. And he's basically saying, man, I don't hang around these dudes like this. So I really don't know these dudes. I don't know what you done did to take them off.
yeah. So what do you think? You think Meek going to jail Monday, or you think he gonna get off?
think me going to jail Monday.
You think he finna do the 20 months? I mean, it's a strong possibility. I mean, see, the thing is, this time it's just like what we talked about with Ezekiel Elliott. It's the same thing because ev- his incidents that he in for, that little bike ride thing, that thing is like so trivial and was so set up and such a joke. I'm like, are you serious that they would even pull him over come on some he ain't wear a helmet while he was riding a bike? I'm like, really? That's what you and then you didn't even
I'm
pull him
like,
over when he did it. You give him a ticket the next day. And he's streaming live and you cause come bother him, he in the car. And you trying to get him for something that he done yesterday and talking about some I saw it on Instagram live. I'm like, you gonna ticket somebody like that? I didn't even think that was legal. How you gonna give me a ticket? That's like giving me a speeding ticket tomorrow. Like, yeah, you was speeding 2 days ago. I'm like, then why you didn't give me the ticket 2 days ago? We didn't catch you. Well, then you didn't get me. Catch
yeah,
me speed
like I
next
said,
time. So
yeah. That lets you know something. That lets you know they was probably watching him.
they was watching him. And then they was watching
They
his
was waiting for him to
Instagram.
slip. They was waiting for him to slip up. And he slipped up.
Yeah, they are. They was waiting on him because you gotta understand something. This is the industry. There's hip hop police, and that's real. They will make sure they get you when they want to get you. And he was doing a lot of stuff like Ezekiel Elliott that wasn't bringing him into court. But there's a such thing as called hip hop court. And when you got a long probation like he do, I'm like, dude, if you throw a rock across the street, you gonna go in, especially with his type of PO. So then he get in a fight at an airport, and even though he didn't get charged with it, your PO is looking at all these transactions, and I mean this you got to fight in the airport. Then there's an incident where Nicki Minaj's
Yeah.
house get broken in. Once y'all broke up, her house get broken in. Every article saying Meek Mill set it up. Like if that's on, you think these people don't read social media and all that stuff? That your name is right back in the
Yeah.
news and something negative. Then you have this other
Yep.
incident that went on with after that situation kick off, he had another incident with Safari. Safari get jumped. His guys, they got it on
Yeah.
tape. And Meek Mill ain't the one that did it, but it's the people
And you know the funny
associated with
part?
it.
And you know the funny part? I was like, because I seen when Safari got the car, he was talking about it. I didn't really get a chance to see it, so when I finally get a chance to see it, I said, dude, why you hop out the truck like you was about to sneak this dude? He hopped out the truck like yeah, I'm about to run up behind Safari and sneak him. No, this other dude was trying to get him. He tried to get away from them. They thinking, oh, Safari, sucker, man. Why is he running? Like, I'm not about to, he's thinking, I'm not about to stand here and get beat up by two dudes. You crazy.
All right, but the thing is, that happens. Then on top of that, you sit there and they were still dealing with you after that happened. Like your whole crew was still dealing with you. And that's why I'm like, wow, they were still like Puffy and all them, they were still, like Safari is cool, but he don't really hold that kind of industry weight yet. But they were still cool with him at that point. Then
Yeah.
all of a sudden there's a rumor that you and your boys jumped French Montana. Now French got a lot of pull and a lot more than me. And he brings in a lot more paper than Meek Mill. And he can headline his own shows. He
Yeah.
got Diddy. That's Diddy right hand man. Then there's the rumor that you touched him. Diddy own part of your deal.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yep.
I said, when I heard about this, because I've been heard about the D Stop situation where he went to D Stop office and beat him like he stole something. And I said, Puffy I always felt like, I said, Diddy got two sides. There's Diddy, the nice corporate guy, puts on the suit. Then there's Puff Daddy. ain't playing with you. Puff Daddy gonna tell you one time, and it's over.
Well, the thing about Puff is Puff is really one side, man. He just really don't want no drama, but in the end, he gonna be a man. He from Harlem. You know, he ain't grow up with no, no choir boys. He grew up around real people, real dudes who did stuff. You know, like they could. A lot of people know they don't play with Puff. A lot of people don't play with him. You hear a lot of people talk, but ain't nobody in there trying to come get Puff. That's just out. They know better.
And people be like, what made Puff this way? I think I know what made him this way. The whole Suge Knight incident when him and Suge Knight was going at it, he had to be this way. He had to stop being nice all the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, he want to be nice, but when things happen, you gotta deal with it. You gotta deal with it the way you can.
Yeah.
And for Puff, he did the best he can, and that was, what he could with the situation. But Puff has always been crazy. He hit my man Steely Stout with them, bottles, but I think Puff has always been crazy. It's just that he was never really put in that situation where he had to, open up champagne bottles on somebody. But Puff is for real. Like, I would not mess with or cross Puff.
I think he told the story. I think I was watching his documentary. He told the story one time he was up there in Uptown. He said he told the story about how him and one of his ex got into it. And he punched his ex in the mouth. I'm like, why you do that?
That's Diddy.
I was laughing when he told this story.
That's Diddy.
I was laughing when he told it. I was like, okay, I understand. And then everybody, a lot of stories in the industry, they rarely get told, but some just come out, like the whole incident where, I think it was Jay-Z, the incident where he stabbed somebody.
Oh, yeah.
He did. And I'm like, why would you stab? Why would you do that?
Well,
I never understood that, though.
Yeah, well, that's one of those situations, emotional moments, and things happen, man. But
yeah,
I hope Meek don't go to jail. I hope he don't go to jail, and I hope he learn from this. But it's like some people, they can't get out of their own way.
Yeah.
So on Monday, I hope he go there and they give him another chance. He tell them what happened. They don't judge him off social media and all this other rumored stuff. But these courtrooms are controlled. Last time he went in the courtroom, he had Nicki Minaj, he had Rick Ross support, he had Jay-Z support, he had all these people support who was trying to steer him the right way, saying this is what Jay-Z had him doing, all this positive stuff, trying to change his image up. And that's why he went and took the kids on that little field trip. Like, he took them to the Sixers game so he could have some good press written about him. But you're doing it right before you go to court. People are not stupid. They know you getting ready to go to court. So they know what you're doing it for.
Yeah. But I said, okay, now I don't think nobody can help him now. Now he got to learn on his own.
Yeah, I mean, he basically put himself out there to be on his own again, and then he'll figure it out. Like, nobody has had what Meek has had from Philly in a long time. Like, Philly rappers, and I still got to do that video about Philly rappers, but they have really pulled each other down. Every time they get an artist that's hot, they pull each other down. But Beanie Siegel, since like Will Smith, I mean, that was about it. Like, no other Philly rapper besides them really had that type of success. And because they didn't really amass that kind of success that Meek had a lot of buzz. He had a lot of help. He had everything because his thing was everywhere else. Like, my goodness, he blew up, man, and took off and was I didn't like his music, but people was bumping his music. They had his mixtapes, everything. Then it just became too overwhelming. He couldn't handle it. And you bring certain people can't go everywhere. Like I got a boy, well not a boy, but my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't go with me everywhere. In certain places I go, I know I can't bring him because I know some go down, he'll hit the wrong person. It'll go up. You gotta know the people that could mess up your situation. You be like, I can kick it with you, but over here, I can't kick it with you over there. But you've been to mess me up over there. And you just can't take everybody everywhere. And then they don't realize that they messing Meek up. They think they helping them when they go and jump some rapper or somebody else. You making him hot. Cause now if somebody get hurt, now they don't want to book Meek Mill for concerts. Somebody gets shot doing Meek Mill concert. No, now what? Now Meek can't get no money.
And that's what a lot of the underground rappers don't understand. Like as far as like the down south rappers, they don't understand. You can't take these dudes with you. These dudes is not made to be rappers. They ain't rappers. They are street guys. Street guys gonna do what street guys do.
Yep, that is it. And you got to know it's certain situations where you gonna need them for situations, but it's some places like parties and like you can't just take them everywhere. My boy had to learn that. Another dude rapper up here, Bump J, had to learn that. And a lot of people had to learn these situations because your name is the name that's gonna be on the headlines. Floyd Mayweather had to learn this. Floyd was in a lot of situations that he didn't even do nothing. But it was the people that was around him. They go too far. But who they gonna sue? They gonna sue Floyd. They ain't gonna sue nobody else. Floyd gonna get the lawsuit. Floyd name gonna be in the paper. That's why when I was in Vegas, I was gonna be at the McGregor fight, but I knew Meek Mill was gonna be there, and he was gonna be with Floyd. Was gonna be at the after party. And why would I stay knowing that something might kick off? I know something gonna kick off, and I mean I'm down there and I got major protection. I'm probably way deeper than him down there in Vegas, especially for a Mayweather fight. That means everybody I know that's gonna ride for me is there. So I was all good if something would have kicked off, but if something would have kicked off, it'd have been on Floyd. They wouldn't have cared. Ain't nobody gonna say no Meek Mill and Carcino got into it. They'll be like Floyd Mayweather and Meek Mill's crews got into it. Ain't nobody finna put my name in nothing. My name won't be on no paper. Only thing you gonna see is Floyd Mayweather and Meek Mill. And then that make Floyd look bad. So I said, no, I wouldn't do that. And that take the attention away from the fight and all that stuff. That's just some extra secondary crap. People like, man, that'll be cool though if you and Meek fought. I'm like, no, it wouldn't be cool. Because it wouldn't be me and Meek fighting. It'd be me fighting 30 other goons from Philly with some other dudes from Chicago jumping in. And then somebody getting poked, stabbed, shot, and there's other people in there injured. And it's a mess. You don't want that. It's so unnecessary. And I'm like, they got families too. You think they want to come down there to jump and beat up somebody they don't know and go to jail? They do it because they street dudes, but they got kids and family. They don't want to be locked up somewhere. Then they in the jail, they don't even know nobody yet.
And I said, man, look, like with the whole thing with Floyd, I said, dog, when they was talking about this whole Floyd fight, Conor McGregor, I said, man, this is not no fight. Floyd is going to win this fight. This is all marketing promotion for Conor. All this is another payday for Conor McGregor. Because he's going to get his money. He's going to get about $100 million.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. They were gonna do that. I mean, it was a no-brainer. They was gonna make money off that regardless. That was nothing. We only the people that's stupid, the casual fans that walk in and just they believe the hype and they just like Conor McGregor, so they think he could win. I'm like, oh god.
When they was all hugged up after the fight, they was talking about Floyd invited him. I said to myself, I wasn't surprised if Floyd told him, if you want to sell this fight, you really got to stay. We really got to sell this. We can't just jump out there saying crazy stuff and not sell this fight. We really got to sell this and make this a $100 million fight. And they made it a $100 million fight.
Oh yeah, it was gonna sell itself. You know, people, all you need is just like the movie The Great White Hype. That's all it was. Yeah, all the way to the letter. It was The Great White Hype all over again.
And then everybody was like, oh, what did you think about when you see Floyd in the gym, he hit the punching bag? And I was like, no, he can't be coming back.
No, that was some old footage. I was down there, so I already knew. I'm like, oh yeah, that's old. We knew because if Floyd was,
if he was really in the deal, hitting the punching bag, training, Floyd would probably let you know, hey, I'm coming back.
Floyd
retirement for one more fight.
And now he wouldn't let me know. The person he gonna let know is the people that is in his camp. You know, like Nate would have got a call. Somebody would have got a call if Floyd was coming back. Like he can go and hit a bag for some attention, but if he's coming back to boxing, he ain't gonna do that without contacting his team, everybody around him. So I know because if they start mobilizing, like we getting ready to do something, that's how I know he coming back. He ain't gotta make no announcement. I already know. That's why we be knowing before the announcement come out because he tells his team first, like he ain't gonna make no announcement, then tell everybody else, like, okay, come on. He'll tell them, like, all right, I need you in Vegas tomorrow. Be ready. I'm gonna have a ticket ready for you at the airport.
Just like when you said, oh, I saw Stevern in the gym during the McGregor fight. I knew he wasn't in shape.
Yeah.
Told me, I said, Stevern is gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, I did the whole prediction video, and I was telling people, I'm like, I saw him in the Mayweather gym. He came in 30 pounds overweight. I'm like, dude, come on. He just showed up to get a check. He didn't even throw. He threw probably one punch and got knocked out. He took this fight just for the money.
Yeah, he got knocked out. He's looking like that damn in this face. There was Deontay Wilder said, I'm gonna fold you like a lawn chair now. When he folded him like a lawn chair, everybody knew, okay, this fight over. It's over. He's done. He ain't getting up.
He was over for the first knockdown. When he got up, you knew he was done. I'm like, yeah, look at his legs. He's through. I'm like, look at his legs. His legs is gone.
That's why I said everybody's talking about, no, he didn't knock the bird out. I was like, yeah, but he gonna knock him out this time. Like he told,
he knocked him out the first time. They saved him. He knocked him out in the second round.
Yeah.
My man was asleep, and he tackled him. And he was holding his legs. The bell rung, and they woke him up and revived him back in the corner. Other than that, he was going right back to sleep. All he did was survive that round, and he ended up having to go to the hospital.
Yeah, like he said, I put him in the hospital last time. This time he gonna stay there. I was like, uh-oh.
That's that Birmingham, Alabama, boy. I tell you, they can't handle that Alabama strength.
And I said, I told the first time, I basically already knew who he was, but my daddy seen him, but I told him he played football when he was in high school.
Yep.
And I guess he went to college or whatever and it didn't work out like he thought it would. He said, this dude is different. He ain't built like no boxer. He's built like a football player.
Yeah, but that boy powerful. And I told him, I was like, his power come from his back. I'm like, do you see that? And I'm like, that's where that force come from. His back is all muscular. like the in the back is all hunched up. That's one big muscle. He just put that twerk in it. Pow! It's like a shotgun blast. I'm like, then today he actually used his left hand, and I'm like, his left hand was hurting him just as much as his right. I was like, he powerful in both hands. He just strong, and it's unworldly. Cause I'm like, that man, he athletic, he can move. They ain't ready for that at heavyweight. And he hit people, they going to sleep.